Welcome to Endurance OCR Tough Mudder Infinity Training Update Week 8. I'm Greg Roberts, and I am tracking what I'm doing for my Tough Mudder Infinity training schedules. This is Week 8, like I said, and I am going to spend a little bit of time talking a little bit more about nutrition. Last week, I spoke a lot about nutrition, about what I'm doing outside of the runs, outside of the event, what my schedule is as far as my intermittent fasting goes. This week, I want to spend a little bit more time talking about what I'm going to be testing out and planning for during the event. I mentioned a few weeks ago that whenever I do my long runs, ever since I've been doing runs over 10 miles, right around that 10, maybe 11 mile mark, my hips start to tighten up a little bit, and my hamstrings start to tighten up a little bit. Not quite cramping, but definitely a little bit different pain than just the usual, that you're going to get from running. So I wanted to see if I needed to add something to my runs. I would usually do at that point, I would stop and do a couple of leg swings or high knees, and that helped a little bit. And I figured that it probably wasn't necessarily that my legs needed to be stronger. It might have a little bit to do with it, but I think that it was a lot more in the fact that I was only drinking water. I needed to get some sort of electrolytes in me to keep that, cramping from happening. So this week during my long run, it was a 16-mile run, and I wanted to test out some energy gels. So what I did is at the 9-mile mark, because I usually started cramping up around the 10-mile mark, and 9 miles is actually a little bit important because during the event, the laps are going to be 15K or 9 miles. So at the 9-mile mark, I popped an energy gel. I was paying attention. It was on a treadmill, so I was able to watch the distance exactly as it went up, decimal by decimal, which I did. But I watched it, and come 10 miles, 10 and a half miles, 11 miles, my legs were still feeling as good as they could be expected. I had still just run 10, 11, 12 miles. So they were going to be tired. It was going to be painful to go through. But the cramping wasn't there. The extra tightness wasn't there. And that's really what I was going for. It really didn't hit until I got to about mile 15. So that tells me two things. One, I'm on the right track, but two, I'm not there yet. I need to figure out a little bit better what I can use and what I can do to be able to make it from mile 9 to mile 18 next, right? Because again, every lap is going to be about 9 miles. I could bring something on the course with me. I really would prefer not to. There are just too many factors that can happen where if I've got something in a pocket, I jump in, one of the obstacles, if I get submerged and I end up having something fall out of my pocket, I really want to keep it as something that I can just have every lap that I go around, every 9 miles. So that is my goal. I am on the right track. I am not sure that I'm 100% there, but I'm going to keep testing things. Like I said last week, I had one of the little gel packets that you just, shoot and then you drink a bunch of water afterwards. I think I might try that again. I've heard people talk about peanut butter sandwiches. So as goofy as I would look running down the street, shoveling a peanut butter sandwich down my throat, I might give it a try, see if it actually helps. Again, my target is to be able to have some nutrition in the plan every 9 miles, but not need it more often than that. So that's my update for this week. That's where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm still making good progress, and I'm going to keep going. I am 8 weeks into it, which is just under a quarter of the way there. So I'm pretty excited with where I'm at today.